right, guys, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to episode 2 of my Washington Nationals Let's Play here in Out of the Park Baseball 23. Before we get into the video, first and foremost, thank you for the support. Again, with this being episode 2, please drop the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, leave a comment for the YouTube algorithm, and join the Discord. The link is below. Season 1 is over, and it went about as well as could be expected. 57 and 105 is where we finished our year. There were some performances that I think we can take some positives out of, especially offensively. Obviously, we know what we're getting out of Juan Soto. Jackson Clough proved that he can, and our scouting is off because our scout retired. So I'll show you who I have an offer into here in a second. But a couple players have shown that they can perform. Jackson Clough can be part of this team, whether it's at shortstop or second base, I don't know. But he had a really nice season. 3 WARs, 760 OPS, 101 OPS plus, hit 17 home runs, drove in 60. Obviously, again, we know what we're getting out of Soto. Kyber Ruiz had a really nice rookie season. 744 OPS, 2.3 WAR. And Victor Robles put up nearly 3 WAR as well, having 48 extra base hits. So if he can put up a season like that every year and play, I guess he was below average defensively. Zone rating's a little light, but some players offensively that did a nice job. Our pitching staff is a mess. But again, I think we're better off than we were at the beginning of the season with Gray, Schmidt, Adone, Strasburg, and Cortez. Our bullpen, I think, is in better shape this year as well. So I think, I mean, we're not going to be good for a couple of years, but I think we are going to be better next year than we were this year. We did sign, or I did put in an offer for a new scout. Let me see here. Luis Medina. Outstanding, excellent, highly favors tools. So we have a contract into him. And I think I'm going to take you guys a little bit more through the kind of my mindset on a lot of these deals and stuff. So there's going to be a lot of, me kind of shuffling around and looking at things, because we're only going to be doing one episode a week here, at least initially. So I'll make them a little bit longer, so a little bit more detailed, I guess. So we had a lot of players up for arbitration, but I don't want to do anything with any of them until our scout signs, so we can get a better feel for what we're looking for, with the exception of Juan Soto. He's the one that we want to try right off the bat to get locked, and that's not what I wanted to do, to try to get locked down long term. So his ARB numbers are 21 and 21, so I wonder if we can get him at... I mean, my guess is no, but we're going to see. There's not enough zeros there. Wow. Okay. So that is a 6-year, $156 million contract. Absolute no-brainer. Get it locked down. Let's get Mr. Soto in for the long term. That takes until he's 30. And then we can kind of readdress where we are at that point. So that's the only move I want to make in the immediate. Yeah, that's the only move I want to make in the immediate. I want to see what happens with our scouts. Let's go ahead and sim forward a few days. You can see the Minnesota Twins beat the San Francisco Giants in the World Series this year. 4-0. The Twins sweep the Giants. All right, so we signed Juan Soto. Absolutely fantastic. Has our scout not signed yet? We're waiting on that. So, yeah, we signed Juan Soto to a 6-year, $160 million something contract. 1 year, 6 years, $156 million contract. We will not pay him more than $30 million a year. That is absolutely outstanding. Pay him a little bit more next year and the year after, but that's fine. I mean, I fully anticipate. I mean, we probably could have knocked this down a little bit, but pay him a little bit more this year and next year so that we can save some money down the road, right? That's the entire goal. So I'm just waiting for this scout to agree to his contract so that we can start to offer ARB. If we get up another few days and he doesn't agree, okay, so almost there. Almost there. All right, so there's Luis Medina. I mean, chances are, yeah, I mean, it's average scouting on everybody, so that's not going to super help, but it at least gives us something to go on. So, all right, so Nestor Cortez. I mean, there are people we absolutely want to bring back in it. He's not interested. Okay. So some of these guys are not going to be interested in discussing with us, and that could be an issue, but we'll cross that bridge. So he wants 2.8. So can we offer him 2.6? Will have to be 2.7. That's got to be 2.7. All right, so we'll get Robles locked down. Love me some Franchi. We're going to get some Franchi. He's not interested in talking to us. Lane Thomas. Negative 0.7. Andrew Stevenson. I mean, Stevenson gave us 1.3 WAR last year. And most of that was with the bat, but he was really good in the outfield too. So I think Stevenson at 1.525 is probably a fair deal. Cam Gallagher, I'd like to bring him back. He's not interested in discussing. Tanner Rainey, 2 stars. We're going to go ahead and withdraw the offer there. Sean Newcomb, we're going to offer him a contract if he's willing to talk. He is. And again, the reason I offer contracts to all these players and then withdraw the ARB number is because you will get a fan interest bump if the player is popular and they sign. They don't get a fan interest bump if they sign an arbitration deal, but if they sign a free agent deal, a contract, you get a fan interest bump. So Clay Holmes only 2 stars, but I think he's actually better than that. So we are going to offer him contract as well. Oops, he doesn't want that much. How much does he want? 1.2. So we should be able to offer him 1.150. There we go. Must have put the wrong number in. Jace Fry. $1 million, sure. Offer him $965. Offered him $965. Oops. $965.00. Kyle Finnegan, 1.1. He's not interested in discussing. Eric Fetty is not interested in discussing. Silvino Bracho, we are going to go ahead and withdraw. He's the player that we traded to get Corbin's contract off the books. Arano wants 1.3. He's not interested in discussing. All right, so we got Cam Gas. So we get Kiner Falefa. And none of these guys are interested in discussing contracts. Okay, that's fine. That is okay. I would like to hang on to Kiner Falefa, I think. Nobody wants Fetty. Ground ball pitcher. I think we hang on to him just to give us that depth in the bullpen. Kiner Falefa was actually quite good with us. Was below average at second base. Was above average at shortstop, which is weird. Maybe we switch him and... Maybe we switch him and Clough. Make Clough the second baseman, make Kiner Falefa the shortstop. I think we leave the rest of these the way they are. Usually you'll win if you leave the offer kind of where it says here. It's a shame, though, that I can't sign some of these guys. Actually, I don't know that any of them are even... Yeah, they're all insignificant or unknown. So fan interest bump isn't going to happen for any of them anyway. So it doesn't really matter. A lot of minor leaguers. Let's go in here and offer deals to all of our minor league free agents, especially Florial. He's somebody I want to bring back for sure. I don't know how good he's going to be, but he's somebody I want to bring back. Again, that defense, I don't know if he's ever going to hit enough, but the defense is enough to have him play in the big leagues. So we got the Gold Glove Award winners were announced today. See the American League there. Enrique Hernandez with the Blue Jays at second base, huh? Okay. And the NL Gold Glove winners, we got nobody. No surprise. Reliever of the year. Is Scott Barlow of the Kansas City Royals. 51 saves. And in the NL, Josh Hader. No Nationals on that list. Not a surprise. Platinum Stick, you can see Castro, Guerrero, Simeon, Bregman, Bichette, Winker, Trout, Rodriguez, Ohtani. And in the NL, Muto, Goldschmidt, Edmund, Riley, Tatis, Schwarber, Duggar, Harper. Steven Duggar, really? Interesting. Okay. Harper and Max Muncy. Dina wraps up a scouting trip, finds us a 2-star. Wait, no, those are the scouting reports I placed on my big league players. Seth Beer, Rookie of the Year in the National League. Really, Seth Beer. Jackson Clough finishes 4th, and Julio Rodriguez in the American League. Sean Newcomb signs his contract. Andrew Stevenson signed his contract. Clay Holmes, Victor Robles. Manager of the Year in the AL, Rocco Baldelli and Gabe Kapler in the NL. Man, I feel old with Baldelli and Kapler being the managers of their respective leagues. AL Pitcher of the Year, Lance McCullers of the Astros, 19-4, and in the NL, Freddie Peralta. Only won 9 games, but won the Cy Young Award. Sean Manaea finishes 2nd. Interesting. Okay. And the most valuable player. So we're going to get up to free agency, and then I'm going to pause, and I'm probably going to eat my lunch. And then I'll come back after lunch, and we'll do free agency. Chase Fry, AL MVP, Shohei Ohtani of the Angels, Bregman, Correa, Trout. And in the NL, Bryce Harper. Juan Soto finishes 3rd. I have a feeling he's going to finish 1st before it's all said and done, but 3rd this season. So we got to get up to arbitration. All these guys don't want to resign. That's fine. Diamondbacks want to send us Christian Walker for Lane Thomas and Pablo Aldonis. No, I'm good. I am good. Let's get up to salary arbitration. All right, now's the time we're going to see if we're going to save a little bit of money. All right, so we won on Cortez. We won on Lane Thomas. We won on Cam Gallagher. We won on Franchi. We won on Finnegan. We won on Arano. We won on Kiner Falefa. And we won on Fetty. So we won everything. They want to send us Hunter Dozier for Lane Thomas and Christian Batista. Nope, I'm good. Let's get to free agency. We know that year 1 free agency is not uber good. So unless there is a pretty impressive international star, we're probably not going to do a ton. Just fill some holes with some. Nothing there. Nothing at all. Wow, nothing at all. All right. So we have, how much money do we have? $15 million. So we don't have a ton of money to spend anyway, which is fine. I'm not looking to really add a ton of pieces to this team right now, right? We're looking for, fill-in pieces until some of our younger talent develops. I mean, we could use a third baseman maybe. What do we have anything in AAA that we're calling up? We could call up Jesse Franklin to play the outfield for us next year. We could call up Brandon Lewis to be our DH. We got Losicki. It's because it's been a while since I'm played. I'm sort of missing out or forgetting a lot of this. We've got Millis, who's ready for the big leagues now. So do we try to turn that into a Cam Gallagher deal? Maybe. Yeah, but there's nobody ready to come up yet, of course. I want to hang on. Let's go to. I'm going to pause here in a second, guys. I just want to do this first. Get scouting on really my best. Anybody that's not listed is very high. We need to get additional scouting on, I think. It's 2.5 stars or higher. And I have a feeling that list will drop significantly once we get a return on some of them, and that's fine. That is fine. All right, so we will be back and we'll do free agency here. Probably looking first baseman, maybe, I don't know, some pitching depth. I'm not really sure. Not looking to spend a ton of money this year. We did get the bump for signing Soto, which is nice. But yeah, I'm not going to spend a ton of money this year. We got a bunch of money into scouting and development, and we may just sort of hold on to that money here over the course of the year. So I will be back in just a minute. All right, I am back from lunch. It is time for free agency. I guess just look at our team real quick. Let's just clear the lineup. So, catcher, we've got Ruiz. I mean, we've got Garcia at first base. I don't know that that's really the role for him. I think kind of a backup infielder right now. I'm thinking Clough at second. Kind of Falefa at short. Nope, kind of Falefa at short. Or third. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. We can find either a shortstop or a left fielder. Robles in center. Soto in right. And right now, that's really it. And we can plug in. I mean, maybe we stick Garcia in left. I mean, his ratings are good enough to play left. Maybe we do that. Make him the left fielder. Right now, Franchi is probably our DH. So, first base, third base, or shortstop, and DH is kind of what we're looking for. And then pitching. But we have $13 million, so it's not as if we have a crap ton of money to spend here. Just looking for stopgap type solutions until some of our younger talent can develop. Like, Cavalli's out for the year. He's out for another 9 months. Franklin is probably our long-term solution. In fact, he may be our solution next year, depending on how he develops here in the offseason. But he had a really nice season for us in AAA. Never going to hit for a super high average, but should hit for some power. Same thing with Lewis. I mean, maybe he's our first baseman, depending on how he develops here during the offseason. So maybe we go in with Franklin and Lewis. You got Losicki, who needs to be put on the 40-man. And I think that's it. So, let's take a look. Take a look and see what's available. So let's look at third base first. And I mean, we're looking in that, $3 to $4 million range, ideally. If we can get somebody for less than that, great. But yeah, looking for Dansby Swanson. Didn't have a great season a year ago. Wilmer Flores, bring him into play, first base. I mean, we picked him up and then traded him immediately. He ended up playing. Look at that. He played for San Francisco, the Dodgers, and Oakland in the same season. Had a decent year, and that's not an unreasonable contract. Elvis Andrews. Yeah, we're down to 2 stars already. All right, so I don't hate the idea of Wilmer Flores. Oh, Kike wants $25 million. There's not a lot. We go Iglesias. He wants 7.5. That would eat up half of our contract, but that gives us a pretty good defensive infield with Iglesias Kiner, Falefa, Clough, and then whoever we put it first. What's 5? I don't want to give him 5 years, though. And then what about left field? Oof, those are some expensive contracts. Odubel Herrera only wants 2.4. He was okay last year. Our scouting is low on just about everybody, though. So, well, I guess that's not true. We got some very highs in there. Bring in Haruki Nishikawa. Good defensively. Good on the base paths. Can't really hit the ball, though. Eddie Rosario. Meh. So I think based on what I'm seeing, Wilmer Flores, 3 years. Can we give him 2 at 4? Okay, I'm okay with that. It's a tradable contract if necessary. Cody Bellinger, really? Yuli Gurriel wants a lot of money. Jesus Aguilar. This is gonna be. I think it's gonna be a Rule 5 episode as well. Yeah, there's just not a whole heck of a lot here, but we made our offer to our first baseman. We still kind of need to bring in a third baseman or a shortstop. But from the looks of it, I mean, I don't know. Is Dansby Swanson? What does he want? How long does he want, I guess? He wants 5 years. Yeah, I don't know about that. I like the idea of Iglesias, but not at 5 years. We could go Elvis Andrews, who can't hit, but still very, very good defensively. Brock Holt, the Brock Star. Love me some Brock Holt, I really do. You know what? I don't like this offer. I don't like it. I don't think signing multi-year contracts is the way to go right now. So you see, you get into my mind as we get into this, guys. I don't like the idea of multi-year contracts right now. I want to have that financial flexibility year in and year out. So I think what we do is we wait. So let's get up to the Hall of Fame voting. We're not going to make any moves right off the bat because there's nothing we really, there's nothing we need that's going to make us a playoff contender. So there's no reason to push for a free agent. If we can get him for the prices in the years that we want, sure. But I'm not going to overpay or give somebody more years than what's absolutely necessary. All right, Hall of Fame voting. We got Abreu. We got Beltran. We have Burley. Julio Franco belongs in the Hall of Fame. Todd Helton, Torrey Hunter, Andrew Jones, Jeff Kent. We're going to run out of space here, guys. Manny, A-Rod, they all belong. So I'm going to leave everybody else off this list for now. Maybe next year, Chef and Roland. That is my ballot. Abreu, Beltran, Burley, Franco, Helton, Hunter, Jones, Kent, Ramirez, Rodriguez. Winter meetings. And we'll see about maybe moving a catcher. We got Cam Gallagher. We got Drew Millis. So they want to send us Miguel Rojas for Lane Thomas. I mean, I'm not against Miguel Rojas at all, but I'm not giving you Jesse Franklin. So let's discuss. Doan and Clough. I'm fine with Sainz. I'm fine with Thomas. I mean, Rojas makes us better. He's a free agent after this year, but he's a good defensive shortstop. So what can we add that isn't a Doan or Clough? Because we need a Doan as one of our starters, and we need Clough because he had a good year, and I don't want to trade him. You want Cam Gallagher? You want a catcher? That doesn't change it. Well, it changes it a little bit. Now they want Cavalli, and I'm not prepared to do that. Let's look at... I mean, I'm willing to give up a prospect to make this happen. Question is, which one? Does Millis... Took the wrong guy out of the trade deal. So let's go back and let's take a look at it again. Take Jesse Franklin out. Clough, Cortez, Grayhouse, Laurie. Yeah, they want all of our best players, and I'd rather not trade Millis in this deal if I can help it. 2.5-star guy. Michael Kirian, you want him? So it looks like I'm gonna have to give up something of actual value in order to get this guy back, which I mean is fine, I guess. Cavalli, Clough, Cortez. Okay, so Royce Mark Quintana moves the needle a bit. What about Yoander Rivero? Same basic setup. Saren's the guy we got from the Yankees last year. Clough, Cortez. I mean, he's 33 years old. So, I mean, I definitely think there's an advantage to making this deal. Number one, it helps us on the field, and that's the big thing, right? Is that it helps us on the field. What about Belouz? Lara. Not trading Gray. I don't really want to trade Cortez. He's technically our ace. Not trading Clough, not trading Cavalli, not trading Adone. Okay. Matt Cronin is going to be ready to go next year. He looks like he's going to be our ace. Can I make this work? It's not a fair deal. Okay, so let's submit this. Thomas, Boyser, Sainz, and Quintana for Miguel Rojas and see what they say. Because we'll be able to, we should be able to re-sign Rojas to a reasonable contract. And he's a pretty good shortstop. He's older, but, you know, it gives us good defense up the middle. Gives us, all right, so we're almost there. All right, so now this is kind of what I was hoping. Was that, all right, you want Israel Pineda? I'll give you Israel Pineda, 2-star catcher. Let's see if that actually closes the deal. If not, we're going to move on because it's not a trade we have to make. Excuse me. I think it's a trade that makes us better, but it's not a trade that we have to make. Get an answer from them yet? No, not yet. All right. Let's get up to the winter meetings. All right, so they will accept this deal. So we're going to send Lane Thomas, who was not good last year, along with Braden Boyser, who's a 22-year-old outfielder who is the definition of slightly below average in A-ball. Dustin Sines, who's a 23-year-old in A-ball who, was good in A-ball, but I don't think he's ever going to be anything other than depth. Israel Pineda, who's like 5th on our catching depth. And Royce Mar Quintana. And this is the one, this is the I guess the biggest piece. This is the one that, he's the best of the bunch. And even he's slightly above average. And in return, we will pick up Miguel Rojas. So that improves our infield defense substantially. So now Connor Falefa becomes our third baseman. Rojas becomes our shortstop. So we're still looking for first base and DH. And those are the two positions. I mean, we could fill that with Brandon Lewis and Jesse Franklin. I mean, to the point where it makes sense just to put them on the 40-man roster along with some of these other players that we know we're going to have up next year. So I think we might be... I think we might see if there's a market for Cam Gallagher. But I don't know that we may make some fan interesty type moves. Bring in some players that are popular. But Wyatt Matheson, again, the AI sees that we need a first baseman, so they are offering us those first basemen. So they want to send us Matheson and Ricardo Genovez, who's a captain for Riley Adams and Brady Lindsley. I mean, sure, I guess. Genovez is younger and potentially better than the other two, so why not, I suppose? All right, now, trades. So we got Connor Falefa in the last year of his deal. What does Rojas want? Yeah, I mean, that's not an unreasonable contract. We could probably get him down to 3 years at $10 million, somewhere in there, and that's not an unreasonable deal. Connor Falefa, he's not interested in discussing things with us. Not a lot of terrible... Gallagher's really the worst. That's not really a bad contract. So let's see if there are any offers out there for Cam Gallagher. Tyler Wade, Jose Trevino, who's another, very, very good defensive catcher. He's making less money. I kind of like this deal. Look at those catcher ratings. That is crazy. Another deal with the Yankees. The Yankees have been where we've gone to fill our needs in the minor leagues. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Saves us a little bit of money. It doesn't help us in terms of our depth, but it gives us two really, really good defensive catchers in Keibert Ruiz and Jose Trevino. So if Ruiz gets hurt or something, I am really comfortable sticking Trevino out there. And it also gives Ruiz an opportunity to maybe get a break and play a little first base. I think maybe we train him at first base during spring training. We have 3 catchers. Brandon, yeah. Right now, I think we're looking at something like this. Lewis at first. Franklin as our left fielder and Garcia as our DH. Right now, this is what we're looking at, which I think is better than last year. It's still not particularly good, but it's better than last year. Milas could... I feel like he should be a pretty decent trading chip. And now that we have Trevino, we've got 2 catchers. Yeah, there's some decent offers here. Maybe not decent, some okay ones. Kyle Stowers, got some pop in his bat. Oscar Colas. Luzardo? He's good defensively. Had a decent year last year in Colorado. Luis Rengifo? More of a utility type guy. There's another catcher, which we don't need. Trading catchers for catchers. It's the way we do things in Washington. Really, it's the way we do things in Washington. Like, we're getting offered catchers from everybody. I don't need another catcher, man. Doesn't help me. Look at all these catchers we're being offered. Nathaniel Lowe. Gap power 45, but led the American League in doubles. It's interesting. Jalen Davis has some pop. What if we do prospects? And did that change anything? Looks like a lot of the same type of players. Yeah, like Drew Waters is never going to develop. I have a soft spot for Andy Yerzy, going back to the Diamondbacks series. Brady Allen, he looks okay. More catchers. I don't need any more catchers. Stop offering me catchers. Seriously. Guy Rosario. For the El Paso Chihuahuas. Looks like he could be a decent third baseman. They think we should jump on the offer. Okay. Well, that's interesting. You have anybody else that you would part with? Perales. No. Okay. I almost like De La Cruz more. I like the glove and the potential home run power. I'm gonna strike out a absolute crap ton, but that's okay. Joshua Mears. Bad chance of that. Oh, wait. Up my game. Zavala? No. I don't know. I mean, I feel like maybe I should get a scouting report first and see what it says. I think that's probably the smarter play. Because OSA has him rated as a 3.5-star guy. I mean, if he's this rather than this, then it feels like a no-brainer type of deal. He's tiny, but because we are going to need, well, we don't, I mean, we have Brady House in the minor leagues, so we don't need, per se, a third baseman, but, Luis Castillo traded for a couple of 2-star minor leaguers. Are you kidding? That is a steal for the Atlanta Braves. The rich get richer. Let's look at Guy Rosario. We're still waiting on a scouting report to come back. Yeah, if our scout has him as 3.5 stars, we'll make the deal. Okay, so our scout has him. We're now rated at very high, but I like that. 55, 55, 55, 50, 50. He's very good defensively. So let's complete the deal. Can we get literally anything else? Moises Lugo. Let's look at ratings. Gasser, Henry, one of the greatest names in sports. Actually, let's go here and let's look at their AAA team. They got Ryan Weathers. Ryan Weathers? A donor gray. No, I don't want to give you a donor gray. Moving Weathers into our rotation would be good, though. That wouldn't be terrible. So can we piece this together? Let's start with this. Rogario and Weathers for Milas and Kirion. And see what they come back to us with. Oh, shoot. I may have to make the deal now. Because if Rosario is on the... If he's a Rule 5 guy. So we're going to have to make this deal. Because I don't want to lose him in the Rule 5. All right, can we make this work with Weathers in there? That's the key. Okay, so if I put Aldo Ramirez in there, it automatically becomes good enough. I don't want to give up Aldo Ramirez, though. At least not yet. I might down the road, but I mean, give up the catcher we just got. So let's do this. Let's take him out. There we go. We just sorted it out. Give you Sinclair. Let's take Rivero out. Fuentes in. Take Millis out. Okay, so it's got to be Millis. I was trying. All right, so we're going to give up Drew Millis, Michael Kirian, Steven Fuentes, Jack Sinclair, and Mitchell Parker. A couple of players I don't care about. Millis is obviously the prize piece here for San Diego. Kirian is a below-average reliever. Fuentes is a below-average starter. Sinclair is a very below-average pitcher. And so is Mitchell Parker. And in return, we get Eguy Rosario. And we pick up Ryan Weathers to add to our starting rotation. So let's complete that deal. Let's come here and make sure that he is on the Rule 5, or on the 40-man, along with Antuna. Actually, do I want to put... Yeah, his ratings are good enough that somebody could take him. Put him on the 40-man, and then put him on the 40-man as well. Oh, come on. Weathers, we're going to put in AAA. He'll likely be in our rotation next year as well. Where did he pitch last year? He pitched in AA. Yeah, so he'll probably start in AAA, and we'll see how it goes. But let's get to the Rule 5. And we're picking first, because we are the worst team in the league. Start batting potential, and I mean right off the bat you got Yover Peguero, 3.5 stars for us, 5 stars for OSA. He's a very good middle infielder. Probably would be good in case we are unable to re-sign either of our 2 middle infielders that are both up for contracts at the end of the season. So I think that is a no-brainer, taking the 21-year-old Peguero. Get to our next pick. What do we got for pitchers? We got Hagen Donner. Good fastball, fly ball pitcher I'm not crazy about. We got a couple of starters in here. AJ Alexi of Texas. OSA likes him a little bit more than we do. He didn't pitch well in AA last year. Denny Bentley. Yeah, again, with the scouting low, it's hard to really make an accurate decision on some of these guys. So we might end up taking 2 or 3 of them and then just sending them right back based on what, like, I like Yoendris Gomez. We'll take him. He was somebody I was looking at in the Yankees system, but if he ends up not being any good, we just send him back. Onishko, extreme ground ball pitcher. Yep, I like that. Let's look at batters again, because I'm sure there are still plenty of hitters in this list somewhere. Jefferson Morales. Will Benson's got some pop in his bat. That's about it. Curtis Mead, the number 64 prospect in baseball. I think we take him and try to flip him. May as well just keep taking players. No reason not to. Everson Pereira of the Yankees, no. Jorge Ono is with San Diego, right? Yep. Edwin Rios, got some power, but not much else. I think that's it. I think I'm good with that. We made a handful of selections. Let's complete the draft. So we took Peguero, Gomez, Onishko, and Mead. I want to turn around and try to flip Mead. And I may actually want to see... what's available for Peguero as well. Like if I try to flip 2 top 100 prospects, what can we get in return? Some decent players. Some decent players for sure. Christian Robinson. Get Gilberto Jimenez. Good defensive outfielder from the Red Sox. 21-year-old shortstop. I mean, we need infield help. We can get Denzer Guzman. Let's get a scouting report on him. Dax Fulton. He looks pretty good. Control's a little concerning, but he's not bad. Diego Castillo. Joey Cantillo. You claimed him on waivers. How did I miss that? There might be a deal there with Texas someplace. But I'm going to put a pause in the video here, guys. I will be back, and we will continue on with our first offseason as the Washington Nationals. Be right back. All right, guys, we are back. It's actually the next day. I had to pause in my my recording yesterday, but we're back at it. Seemed to had about a week, and did some kind of messing around, and I have a trade put together with the Baltimore Orioles, and I'm not entirely sure that I want to pull the trigger on it. I still want to see if I can kind of tweak it a little bit, but this is a prospect haul for us. So we would give up Yover Peguero. I did get a full scouting report on him. He looks okay. I mean, 2-star, 2.5-star, decent enough contact, you know, but I mean, he's really below average. Curtis Mead is the other guy we got in the Rule 5. Another one, he looks okay, low work ethic, but I mean, nothing special. Jason Biluz, who we picked up last season from the White Sox. He's got a couple of good pitches, but definition of an average pitcher. And this is the one piece I'm not sure about. Andry Lara, the number 59 prospect in baseball. He's 19 years old. Pretty well developed, frankly, for a 19-year-old. 40-30-30 currently. 50-45-55 movement stuff and control. 3 potential plus pitches with an average changeup. Decent stamina. 93-95. Only 19 years old. Looks pretty good. And in return, we would get Miguel Hernandez. He's a 19-year-old power type bat. Looks kind of like a second baseman, maybe a third baseman, but more than likely a second baseman with those ratings. 6'3", 175-pound 19-year-old. OSA, you know, the ratings are similar. OSA likes him a little bit more, but I like the gap power. I like the home run power. I like the eye and discipline. So as long as the contact develops. This is the big piece, though. Heston Jerstad, the number 97 prospect in baseball, 23-year-old outfielder. Probably a corner outfielder with the range, but with Robles in center, that's probably okay. He could play center in a pinch, but high work ethic, good home run power, and he's really well developed. I mean, he would likely be on the big league roster next season, but still room to grow there. Played last season in AAA. Kobe Mayo, 21-year-old third baseman, currently in AA. Good defensively, high leader, high work ethic, ton of power potential. Hit 27 home runs in high A ball last season. Still a ways away, but could be a nice power bat for us. And then Vladimir Pinto, 60 stuff, 45 movement, 40 control, couple of good pitches, 101 miles an hour. They need one more piece to make it work. And this is kind of, I'm kind of looking at this from a couple different ways. Like, I'm okay giving up Finnegan to make this work because Finnegan, 31 years old, he's making $1 million. Pinto will likely end up being better than him, so he's 7 years younger. So I'm okay with that. It's really Lara that I'm not crazy about. Yeah, and it's Lara or Cavalli. And if I had to decide, I think we go Lara. Our assistant GM doesn't like it, but we give up one actual prospect in Andre Lara, and we get 3 actual prospects in return: Hernandez, Jerstad, and Kobe Mayo. It's kind of when I kind of wish I was doing this on a live stream so I could get people's opinions on it, but I wanted to see if I could add another piece here or there, but doesn't appear. Can I get Nolan Hoffman? Nope, not quite. Always just trying to add pieces to the team, right? Always trying to improve the team, always looking for ways to upgrade. So yeah, I kind of feel like this is not a bad deal. So Pinto would replace Finnegan. He's not fully developed yet, but he's still likely good enough to be on the team next season. Alternatively, I could pull Pinto out and I could put DL Hall in there. Hall is the same age as Pinto. I kind of like this one a little bit more. Hall could be either a starter or a reliever. Shut that off. Hang on just a minute. Hall could be a starter or... See, I don't really know. This is kind of where I'm getting stuck because these are the 3 pieces I really want: Hernandez, Jerstad, and Kobe Mayo. And we could do Brady House, but I don't want to do that. Yeah, so I can do this deal without Biluz, which gives me... Okay, we can do Jackson Rutledge. Jordy Barley, I'm fine with that. All right, so Lara is the kind of the tipping point here in this deal, right? Okay, so that doesn't change things. So you need Peguero. What about Mead? Yeah, I'm fine with that. I just wanted to see if I could maybe use Mead in a different deal. So Peguero, Barley, Lara, and Mead. Peguero and Mead, we both got in the Rule 5. Andy Lara is potentially a good starting pitcher. And Jordy Barley, and in return we get Nicole Hernandez, Heston Jerstad, and Kobe Mayo. I like that deal. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys, but I like this trade, so we're going to go ahead and make that deal. So we get ourselves a few solid young players to continue to build our minor league system around. We're going to disable Mayo. He was in high A last year, right? Yeah, so he's going to go to double A. And then where is he in the DSL? Yeah, along with E-Guy Rosario. So he's got to come up. Genovez has to come up. Nicole Hernandez, we will disable. Armando Cruz, we're going to disable. Cruz is an interesting one. Very good defensively. But I don't know if he's ever going to hit enough. So I think we did a nice job on that deal. Giving up Lara is a bit of a bit of a concern, but getting 3 prospects for 1, I think, is the right move. Cavalli's out for 8 months. All right, so are there any other... We have $55 million to spend next year. Our revenue per game is up 55%. And that's because our fan interest is up to an 80. So there aren't really any salary dumps left on the team. We've got Kiner Falefa that we can look to move. So can we do this and back off Workman, extreme fly ball, but I mean, if we started to back off okay, they're over. Yeah, that's the issue, is that they're going to be over budget. So, all right, that's fine. So, what about? Let's look at another team. Let's look at the Yankees. The Yankees always have money. Okay, so we can go down to 55. We can go down to 55% of Strasburg's contract. If we add in another piece, like, we can probably back this off even more. Okay, so 55% is the cutoff. So if we do this, so if we take 60% of Strasburg's contract, it's very popular. So we are going to take a fan interest hit there. I mean, he's still a good pitcher. His injury proneness is normal. I don't know if I want to trade him. He's obviously not $35 million good, but so if we do this, that means we are taking back. So we're going to be retaining $21 million of a $35 million contract. So if we do this, so an additional $14 million takes us down to $99 million next year. It takes us down to $81 million. So, I mean, more money than we know what to do with. And that's kind of the other thing that I'm sitting here going, do I really want to trade him? It boils down to, it boils down to, do I pull the trigger, clear $14 more million in cap space, or do we keep him and hope? I mean, ultimately, keeping him doesn't do anything for us, right? Because we're not going to be contenders here. But what I might be able to do, I was hoping maybe they had a bad contract that they wanted to give up, but nope. So that's a tantalizing offer, really. Interesting. But you want Juan Soto in return. You can't have Juan Soto. So can we get anything else from the Yankees in this deal? I mean, we go right back to the Yankees as they're the team with the money. So, okay, so we can add more to this, surprisingly. What do I want to add, though? That's the question. Or who do I want to add? Severino. So the game likes Rutledge. So what if we did that as a starting point? Where is he? I mean, let's try to do this. I mean, Rosario's not great, but he's good defensively. The bat develops. I mean, if he turns into this, I mean, that's a useful piece. So let's offer this up and see what they say. Let's sim ahead a few days. So almost. So we can get there with Gage Canning. Sure, you can have him. let's submit this. Because even if we can bounce it back to 50% or 55%, that saves us another $2 million. Almost. Yeah, okay. So it looks like we're going to have to be at the 60% mark, which is fine. So let's go ahead and offer again. And you guys are kind of seeing my mindset here. This is how I negotiate trades with teams and try to make things happen. I just do them, when you're not watching. All right, so it's fair. So we're going to send Strasburg to the New York Yankees and we're going to retain 60% of the contract along with Jackson Rutledge and Gage Canning. And in return, we're going to get Jason Rosario and Jonathan Loaizaga. He'll immediately become probably our stopper. He's arbitration eligible next season, not making a lot of money. Let's complete the deal. Fans aren't going to like it, but that's okay. Fan interest at a 76. It only dropped one. Now look how much money. We have $87 million for extensions next season. So let's put Rosario in AAA, and let's get Loaizaga on the big league roster. That obviously leaves a gaping hole in our starting rotation. But, I think Loaizaga can go in there, and it's a young rotation. It may not be particularly good, but it's young. And we've added Onishko and Loaizaga to our bullpen this year. We got a lot of money. Do we want to do anything with it? Or do I want to just dump it into... I think I want to just dump it into scouting and development. I don't really want to spend a lot of money on any of these players unless there's like a, random prospect that showed up in here. Yeah, not really. Let's look at offense. Look at hitters. Yeah, it's ugly, man. A lot of old. There's a lot of old there. Could bring in Andrelton Simmons on a 1-year contract. I'm just not really. Dansby Swanson is still there, but I think we're okay on the infield now, right? With Rojas, Clough, kind of Falefa around the infield. First base is still a weak spot. With Brandon Lewis. I'm hoping, if he can develop a little bit more, if he ends up with 70 home run power, I suppose. If he can hit 240 in the big leagues, fine. I think we have a better outfield. I'm looking forward to having Jerstad out and left. Well, we got him and Franklin now. 60, 55, 55. Yeah, I think... one of them may be the DH because Soto is our right fielder. Robles is going to play center. So that means left field is a Jesse Franklin, Heston, Jerstad type combo. I think Jerstad's probably the better center. Oh, I don't know. Franklin is 60, 55, 55. So the range is the same. Jerstad has a better error rating and Franklin has a better arm. So we'll see how they develop here in the rest of the offseason. But yeah, I don't know that Luis Garcia has a home. He's okay on the infield. He's okay in the outfield. But now we have Eguy Rosario, who's better in the infield. And we have plenty of outfielders. So, Luis Garcia, maybe? Oh, there's no interest there. Let's take a look at the trade block. We've got money. So if there's somebody young on the trade block that maybe is... teams looking to move on from. Maybe we can pick up a young player. Rafi Devers, 28 home runs a year. For some reason, Out of the Park 23 absolutely hates Rafi, and I don't know why. Jesse Winker's good, but he's making $18 million. What about pitchers? Glasnow and Giolito? Glasnow was the man in our Colorado Rockies playthrough a few years back. Hasn't pitched much over the last 3 years. Do we have anything that would interest them? I will just start with Garcia. I'm sure we're going to get the this is a joke or this is stupid or whatever. Yeah, circular file. Yeah, I don't really want to give up anybody on our big league roster now. Look at that, 24, 24. Our 4 highest rated players are all 24 years old, then 25, 23. So I think we did a nice job getting young quickly. Yeah, I'm not. If there's a team that's willing to move a player who's making a lot of money because he's making a lot of money, like I would take a shot at that, like Severino. If we go back to the Yankees, okay, so they want Soto. Like, don't be silly. Don't be silly. So we have no money, and that's because we opened up the charity last season. So I kind of knew that was going to happen. But is there anybody here? I mean, Giolito's making 11. I mean, that's a reasonable contract. I can't imagine the White Sox are just looking to dump it. Yeah, they're not. Batters. Let's see what the Sox want for Devers. Juan Soto. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I think we sim up. We're going to get up to the preseason, and I think we're going to get a bump to our budget just because of the offseason that we had and the bump in fan interest. I may try to bring in, let's get up to the Hall of Fame inductees, and then I might go back in and see if there's just a really popular player that we can sign to a 1-year contract or something. There's nothing better than signing a hugely popular player to a 1-year contract and then that person retiring when the year's over. Because if that person retires, you don't take the fan interest bump from them leaving, via free agency or, trade or whatever. So. All right, so we're at the Hall of Fame voting results. Who was inducted into the Hall of Fame? Alex Rodriguez is the only one. 99.1% for A-Rod, Beltran, Helton, Sheffield. So Kent gets dropped. Vasquez, R.A. Dickey, Pierzynski, Folk, Lieberthal, Lackey, Dempster, Wilson. A whole bunch of players dropped off the ballot. Let's... 76 fan interest. What do we have for... I want to see upcoming. Yeah, Ohtani is on there. I mean, imagine bringing Shohei to the Nationals and sticking him in right field, moving Soto to left, and then having Ohtani and Soto in our outfield. Oof, that's tempting. Got some good names on here. Matty Chapman. Yeah, I mean, Glasnow's on here. Urias is on here. Some good names. Ooh, Frankie Montas. Oh, he's in San Francisco. Oakland traded him to San Francisco. Aaron Nola, who I'm a big fan of. They want Soto. All right. Let's look at free agents and see what we've got for popular players. So next year could be a boon for us with all that money that we have. Popularity. Trevor Bauer. We can bring in Adam Wainwright on a 1-year deal. I mean, I'd be okay with that. That's exactly the kind of thing that we should be doing, is bringing in players like Wainwright with the hope that they retire at the end of the season. So off from a 3-year contract with 2-team options, which means it's a 1-year option. But we throw Wainwright into our rotation. I mean, he was good last season. He'd be best pitcher we have on our team. So let's see what happens. A fan favorite, maybe he retires and we get the fan interest bump, and then we don't lose anything from him retiring. Trevor Bauer can go kick rocks. What does Kimbrel want? 4 years. Okay, what about batters? Ew. Okay. Bring in Yachty as well. All right, we'll stick with Wainwright and see what that does. So let's get up to preseason. I can't imagine anybody's going to outbid us for Wainwright. And I could be wrong, but it'd be nice to have a veteran starter in the rotation, I guess. If he signs, we're probably going to get a pretty substantial fan interest bump. Hopefully he signs before when preseason ends, or starts, rather. It's thinking. Yeah, I don't anticipate we're going to be very good again this season, but the hope is next year. You know, just from looking at some of those free agents. I mean, we bring in Ohtani, we bring in, I don't know, Glasnow, we bring in Urias. You know, we're going to have plenty of money to throw around next season. Losing Strasburg hurts, obviously, but that's $14 million that we can now invest back into the team and into our young players. And what I'm going to do is once we get to either Wainwright signing or we get to the preseason, I'm going to go in and I'm going to up our... All right. Yep, so we raised our budget $14 million from 196 to 210. Noticeable increase in fan interest due to the signing of Adam Wainwright. So that puts us now at 78. It only went up a little bit. Interesting. I'm going to bump both of these. So scouting can only go to, I think scouting can only go to 24 million. Is that right? Development will bump to 30. Development will bump to 30. Yeah, $30 million. And then scouting, the max is 24. So, yeah, let's turn our franchise into a player development machine. That is the goal. All right. So I am going to, let's sim up to, I'm just going to sim up to opening day because when I get to spring training, I'm just going to let the AI set things. I'm going to sim up to opening day. We'll set the roster. We will play opening day, and I will be right back. All right, we're back. It's almost opening day. And the Nationals were 8-18 during spring training. You can see some really bad offensive performances there. A couple of decent ones, but some really bad offense. We lost Josiah Gray for about 5 weeks initially. It's down to 3 weeks now. But he's actually not all that good. He's got 4 good pitches, but the stuff, the movement, and the control are not particularly good. Cavalli's still hurt, so we'll make sure he's on the disabled list. I think he is. Yeah. So I'm thinking about, as we get into opening day, thinking about trading or trying to trade Kiner Falefa. And my thought process is I want Eguy Rosario getting most of that time at third base. He's a better defensive player. He's younger. He's got more of an upside. So if we go with Rosario at third, Clough at second, Rojas at short, I would be fine with that. I don't know. And I was playing Jesse Franklin at first base during spring training just to give him some additional flexibility. So see there, he's up to a 30 with a 50 potential. So let's try to move Kiner Falefa, and I don't care if we have to retain. I mean, we've got the money. What else are we going to spend it on? So see if we can get... what is it with this game wanting to send me catchers? Excuse me. So if we retain 95% of it, we can bring back a bad player. Awesome. Thanks, game. Let's do veterans. Maybe there's a veteran with a bad contract that can fit our team a little bit better. Alex Cobb. I mean, that would help the fan interest. Gives us another starting pitcher. Is it $9 million and $9 million, or it's a team option? Oh, even better. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do this. Will you give us any cash? So Yeah, I'm looking here like I'm willing to give up this Sammy Infante, so I want to see how much money I can get from them and still have it say, yeah, there's Infante. So let's just try the full boat. It's not quite that much. Not quite that much. We're getting there. Okay, so there's Infante at 6. Not that we need to nickel and dime, but I like to nickel and dime. Okay. That's fine. So we'll give up Kiner Falefa, retaining $5.1 million along with Sammy Infante. We bring back Alex Cobb and $6.25 million in cash. Complete the trade. That's why we do it right there. Fan interest increases significantly. We get ourselves another pitcher who isn't particularly good, but we're not concerned about that right now. All right, so we have to reduce our... We have a crap ton of emails. I don't think we need any of them. Yeah, we don't need any of these. So let's go ahead and what do we have? 40 pit players on our big league roster. We have 23 pitchers. So Powers, Machado, Irvin, Clay, Arano can all go to the minors. Nope, not Machado. He's got to be DFA'd. I am fine with that. 18. We still got to send 5 players. And look at all. It's really just a mishmash of 2.5 and 3-star pitchers. Our pitching staff is not good. Fetty. We probably should have just non-tendered Fetty, but guys, hang on just a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so we have a whole lot of players that are basically the same thing on our roster here. Jace Fry can go down, I guess. So we're at 60. We still need to send 3 more down. We can't send Onishko down because he's a Rule 5 guy. Veluz, I guess. Still have to send 2 more pitchers down. Newcomb. Finnegan's making 1-1. Newcomb's making 1-1. Yeah, I don't really want to trade Newcomb. 6'5" lefty's nice to have. I don't really want to trade Finnegan. I like the movement. I like the fact. I mean, he's obviously not going to be with us long term. I mean, he's 31 right now, but his ratings, I like the movement. I mean, they're both good pitchers. Clay Holmes obviously is pretty solid with the extreme ground ball. I think Cronin probably goes down to AAA for now because he still has some, I don't say room to grow, but he's got some options, I guess is really the big picture. He's got options. Mason Thompson, he was really bad last year. I think he's probably that guy right now. All right. So there is our 13-man pitching staff. We're going to start with Adam Wainwright is going to get the opening day start. Losicki was quite good, so we'll make him the number 2. Then we'll go Cortez, Adone, and Schmidt. Loisiga, we're going to make a stopper. We will make... Who do we want to be our closer? I guess it doesn't really matter. So we're going to do Loisiga as the stopper and the closer. We'll do Holmes as middle relief and closer as well. Use more often. And we're going to lean heavily on Finnegan, Newcomb, and Holmes. Those are our 3 best guys. Cobb will be long relief, emergency starting. But she's not going to like it. He'll probably come to me and say, I demand to be a starter. Merriweather. Gomez going to be long relief. Yeah, we don't really need any setup guys with the... I mean, we will list him as a setup man, but I think we do something like this. So we have Loisiga as our stopper / closer. Yuendrys Gomez, long reliever, setup man. Merriweather, Finnegan, Holmes, and Newcomb as middle relief. Finnegan, Holmes, and Newcomb set to more often, each of them with a secondary role. Cobb will be long relief, emergency starting pitcher, and then Onishko will be a specialist for now. All right. So we have 30 players, so we got to send 4 players to the minor leagues. One of them is going to be Genovez, Tuna, Meneses, and Lucius Fox. Can't send Lucius Fox down. We will DFA Lucius Fox. All right. So it's a bad team, man, with the exception of our catcher. I mean, Keibert Ruiz he got really good. So we got a couple of good bats in our lineup. So I'm kind of looking forward to building our team. So Soto will be our number 3. I think Ruiz will be our number 2. I think Rojas. No, we're going to go with Clough. Clough was our leadoff guy last year, and he did 50. No, Miguel Rojas is going to be our leadoff hitter this year. Our number 5 hitter against righties. I think is going to be Jesse. No, I want to go. I want a righty bat. I would like a righty batting there just for the whole left right thing. Yeah, Lewis is going to play against lefties, so I guess we go lefty here. So we'll go Franklin. Eguy Rosario will bat 5th and play 3rd. Then we will go Jerstad. Franklin's going to be our first baseman. Then we'll go Robles. No, he's going to play right. Robles is going to play center. No, he's going to play right. He's going to play left. Robles is going to play center. That's what we wanted to do. Clough will play 2nd. And we got a DH. So do we go? I think we go Garcia as the DH against lefties, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of left-handed heavy, but that's okay. Trevino will come in every 4th game or something just to play. Garcia is the backup guy in the infield. Not want Brandon Lewis backing up at first base every 4th game. And we can leave Franchi out there. Not every 3rd game, every 5th game for Franchi. So let's copy this lineup. Let's paste it. And let's make our changes against lefties. So the first change is going to be Brandon Lewis in there at first base. 40, 50, 65. I think he goes in as the designated hitter against lefties. Yeah, Garcia, I don't really need we're still really left-handed heavy, especially towards the bottom of the lineup. But, what are you going to do? Clough. Oops. Yeah, we'll stick with this. Rojas, Ruiz, Soto, Lewis, Rosario, Jerstad, Robles, Clough, Jesse Franklin. We'll do Franklin, then Clough. That's fine. All right. So that is our lineup. We got a couple of decent pieces. I think the top 4 could score some runs. If Rojas can get on base, Ruiz can get him over, Soto can get him in, and then Lewis can run into one occasionally. Eguy Rosario looks like a decent player. The scouting rating is dropped, but we had him at very high with a 55, 55, 55. Good defensively. I think he'll be all right. Jerstad, I'm excited about. He's up to, well, again, the scouting rating is dropped, so it's down to a high. But if he's a 4-star, 24-year-old outfielder, I'll take that. And then obviously we know what we're getting with Soto. So let's get up to opening day. We'll check waivers. We'll check the preseason rankings or whatnot, and we will play opening day, and then we'll call it an episode. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this off-season episode, as it was a little more involved, right? Like I went into the thought process a little bit. So hopefully that's something you guys appreciated. Oh, and Miami moved to Austin, right? So they became the Austin Parrots. Good for them. We do not have a top 10 prospect. Our minor league system is probably not very good. Oh, we're 12th. House, Cavalli, Gomez, and Jerstad. So Yoendrys Gomez we picked up in the Rule 5. He's now the number 45 prospect in baseball. Start him as a reliever this year. He could end up as a starter, though. So we pick up 2 top 100 prospects. Baltimore. Where is Baltimore? Yeah, Lara's down to 85th. Not that that is the be-all, end-all, but that is at least encouraging. All right, let's look at the preseason predictions. Have us going 65 and 97. Would be an improvement. It would absolutely be an improvement. And the waiver wire. Just make sure we don't miss anything. Bring back Carter Kieboom. He hit 276, 345, 459 with the Yankees last year, so he did okay. In New York, I don't really need him, but kind of Falefa is on the waiver wire. Lewin Diaz, we talked about needing a first baseman, but no, I'm good. What about pitchers? I mean, he pitched in independent ball last year, but 4 good pitches. I think maybe we try claiming him and then sending him down to the minors. See if we can get him through waivers. Manuel Rodriguez is an extreme ground. I like the extreme ground ball guy. We're going to claim him and try to get him through waivers. All right. So we're going to play opening day, or let the game play opening day, I guess, here against the Chicago Cubs. So they send out, they got Jung Hoo Lee. So they send out Nico Horner, Jung Hoo Lee, Frank Schwindel, Brennan Davis, Ian Happ, Seiya Suzuki, Patrick Wisdom, Wilson Contreras, and Dansby Swanson, with Justin Steele getting the opening day start. He was 13-10 with a 4.60 ERA a year ago. For us, we got Miguel Rojas batting leadoff, Kybert Ruiz, Juan Soto, Brandon Lewis, Igor Rosario, Heston Jerstad, Victor Robles, Jesse Franklin, Jackson Clough, and Adam Wainwright on the hill, who's now down to 2 stars. That didn't take long. That is fine. Hopefully we get the retirement message from him, and we won't take the hit. But let's play opening day and see how things go. At home against the Cubbies, Adam Wainwright on the mound. Pop up to the shortstop. Jung Hoo Lee draws a 4-pitch walk. Frank Schwindel lines out to left. And Brennan Davis with a base hit to left. So 2 base runners here. Why would you throw it there? First and third, 2 outs for Ian Happ. Happ with a line drive to center. Robles makes the catch, and Wainwright wiggles out. Justin Steele against Rojas leading off the first. Going to be a fly out to center field. Ruiz now. Grounds out to short. And Juan Soto grounds into the shift. So we go down 1-2-3 in the first. Seiya Suzuki with a leadoff single here in the second. Patrick Wisdom, infield single, so 2 on, nobody out. Ground ball into the shift, and we're able to turn 2. Suzuki goes over to third. Dansby Swanson hits a fly ball to left, and Wainwright wiggles out again. The first 2 men get on and do not score. Lewis strikes out. Igor Rosario hit by the pitch. There's a strikeout. And there's a strikeout. So still down, still 0-0. Nico Horner with an infield hit. Jung Hoo Lee. Fielder's choice. Schwindel, fly out. And Brennan Davis. So there's the first strikeout for Wainwright. So he's pitched 3 shutout. I mean, the results are what the results are. Franklin lays down a bunt, pops it up to the pitcher. Jackson Clough walks. Takes off with the pitch, and that's a strike him out, throw him out, double play to end the third. Happ strikes out. Suzuki 2 short, 2 away. And Wisdom draws a 4-pitch walk. Contreras with a 2-run home run, so Wainwright can't wiggle out of this one. Gives up the bomb, and it's 2-0 Cubs. So 2 innings, or 4 runs, 2 innings for Wainwright. We're still being no hit into the 4th. Still being no hit. And other than Ruiz and Soto, I don't expect anybody to get a hit. So, got an E5 there. Oh, a base 2-out base runner. Guy Rosario pops up, and we're through 4, and we are down 2. 2-2 pitch to Horner is going to be a leadoff double, maybe triple. Double. Leadoff double for Nico Horner. Jung-Hoo Lee fly ball to left. Catch is made by Jerstad. Schwindel with a base hit to center. Around third. Here comes the throw to the plate. He is safe. We are down 3-0. Brennan Davis, 5-4-3 double play. So we get 5 out of Wainwright. 7 hits, 3 runs. Jerstad strikes out. There's no, I was going to say it was our first hit of the season, but nope, catch is made. Diving catch at second base. Fly ball to center. I think that stays in the park. It does. So we're being no hit through 5 now. Ian Happ draws a walk. Suzuki fly ball to center. Catch made there by Robles. Wisdom fly ball to right. I think it's going to be caught by Soto on the track. Yep. And Contreras. Ground ball to third. So we get 6 out of Wainwright. I mean, 6 innings of 3-run ball. I mean, I would have been fine with that. Clough strikes out. Rojas hit by the pitch. Ruiz pops out. We're still being no hit here, guys. Just, dropped pop ball. Dropped pop up, I should say. Wild pitch sends Rojas to second. So we get a runner in scoring position before we even get a hit. All right, so a runner on third, 2 outs for Soto. They walk him as you should. Brandon Lewis. Ground ball to third. And we still don't have a hit. We got a couple base runners that inning. Is Wainwright still in the game? I think he is. Oh, there's Finnegan. So we get 6 1/3 out of Wainwright. 6 1/3, 7 hits, 3 runs. I mean, can't ask for really much more than that. Offense just can't get anything going. We're being no hit by the Cubs here through 6 innings. Rosario draws a leadoff walk. Jerstad pops up to right. There's another walk, so 2 on, nobody out. Or 2 on, 1 out, rather, for Franklin. So we have first and third, 2 outs for Clough. And still no hits. Being no hit through 7. Losiga comes in against Schwindel. Strikeout. Brennan Davis. Ground ball to center. Strikeout. And Suzuki walks. So 2 on here in the 8th. And Losiga works out of it. No, we're still hanging around. We just can't get any base runners. Rojas walks. Wild pitch sends him to second. So another runner in scoring. We've had runners on second, runners on first and third twice, and we don't have a hit. Paul Sewell comes in, and there's our first hit. A 2-run home run to right field by Keibert Ruiz, and we are within a run. The first hit of the game for the Washington Nationals comes in the bottom of the 8th, and it's a 2-run jack. And Juan Soto, did he just tie it up? No, it's going to stay in the park. Oh, I thought he got it. Lewis strikes out, and Guy Rosario ties it up, though. So we are hitless through 7. We are tied here in the bottom of the 8th. Jerstad now against Sewell. All right, so our first 2 hits of the season are big ones. We go to the 9th now, tied at 3. Osiga walks Contreras. Dansby Swanson with a high fly ball to left. Catch made there. Clay Holmes now induces a pop-up. And that's going to be extra. That's going to be a single to left. So first and third with 2 outs. Schwindel grounds to short. And, E6. E6 in the 9th. You're killing me. Brennan Davis walks. So we go to the bottom of the 9th, and we need a run again to get this thing even. Victor Robles against Cody Hoyer draws a walk. Jesse Franklin lays down a bunt. Runner goes to second. Jackson Clough grounds to second. Runner goes to third. So 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Runner at third. Rojas is up. And is that going to get down, or is it going to be foul? It's going to land foul. Oh, it's a single. Okay. Apparently that caught the line. We tie it at 4. Kybert Ruiz pops up, and we're going to go to extras on opening day. Yoendrys Gomez comes in for his major league debut. Strikes out Suzuki. Strikes out Wisdom. And strikes out Contreras. What a debut from Yoendrys Gomez as we go to the 10th. I thought I had the modified extra inning rules on. I guess I don't. I'm going to have to go in and change that because I want it on. Lewis strikes out. And Rowan Wick to face E-Guy Rosario. He strikes out. So we go to the 11th. It's going to be a double for Dansby Swanson to lead off the 11th. 1-1 to Horner. Pop up to right. Is Horner going to tag up? He's not. He stays right there. Jung-Hoo Lee, the intentional walk. 3-2 to Schwindel. Strike 3. And 2-2 to Davis. Strike 3. So Gomez works around it. 2 innings, 5 strikeouts. Jerstad here in the bottom of the 11th. Fly ball to right field. Stays in the ballpark. 1 out. Robles strikes out. And Franklin strikes out. Go to the 12th. Ian Happ grounds into the shift. Seiya Suzuki pops up to Soto and right. What a game here on opening day, guys. What a comeback by your Nationals. 3-1. Newcomb is in the game now. And he walks him and gives up a double. Get to that ball. Get it in quickly. Throw it. And he stays. Okay, so second and third, 2 outs for Dansby Swanson, and we get out of the inning. Oof. Clough bats here in the 12th. It's an out. Miguel Rojas with his second single of the game. A 1-out single in the bottom of the 12th. Ruiz hits into a 1-6-3 double play, and we go to the 13th. Nico Horner again with a leadoff single, his 3rd hit of the game. Jung-Hoo Lee lays down pulls back, and then he walks. So we get 2 on, nobody out. Schwindel back to the catcher. And he hits into a 2-4-3 double play. Brennan Davis. Is that going to stay in the park, or is that a 2-run homer? That is a 2-run bomb by Brennan Davis with 2 outs in the 13th. Happ strikes out. So we need 2 runs here in the 13th to keep this thing going. Soto walks. Lewis grounds into a 6-4-3 double play. And guys, it looks like we're going to come up short here on opening day. It's quite a comeback by your Nationals, but we are going to drop this one in 13 innings by the final score of 6-4. Brennan Davis was the big bat for the Cubs. 3 for 6 with 2 runs knocked in. Nico Horner had 3 hits for us. Rojas 2 for 4. Kybert Ruiz had a 2-run homer. Rosario had a 2-run homer. Pitching staff did a nice job. Wainwright had a solid debut. Gomez showed off really, really well. Newcomb got hit a little bit hard, and we lose on opening day. So that's going to do it, guys. Next episode will be that mid-season episode, so May, June, July. Hang tight for that. Yeah, appreciate you watching, guys. I appreciate the support. Talk to everybody soon. See you. Bye.